Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. Welcome back to Ipswich Buses Matchday halftime show. It is, of course, 1-0. So, of course, like it's a given thing, but it's 1-0 to Ipswich Town. Feed the pig and he will score. Joe Piggott with the goal. I believe it was Caden Jackson with the assist. The miracles of tonight, will they ever cease? Joining me again is Stephen Thompson and Bricktop Coxey for our 10-minute halftime takeover. I think we need to start with the most important question of the evening of the halftime show. When having a pizza, what sort of toppings do you go for? Like, you know, what's your go-to pizza topping, Steve?
I'm a meat feast.
Meat? Oh, you're a proper meat feast,
or I just leave it cheese.
But are you a stuffed crust or a normal crust?
Oh, it's a stuffed crust with me.
Okay, stuffed crust meat feast. Coxey. For the sake of podcasting, please be different.
No, it's going to be different. It's going to be chicken and sweet corn for me.
Chicken and sweet corn. Stuffed crust, normal crust?
The choice between stuffed crust and normal crust, I'll go with stuffed crust, but definitely not deep pan.
Oh, no. Obviously, I'm...
Stuffed crust.
I like to think I'm a Chicagoan at heart, so I like traditional Chicago-style pizza where it's deeper the better. It's like a pie almost. Toppings. Do you know what? I don't mind a margarita. Do you know what I mean?
I don't mind
it simple.
A margarita. Yeah,
it's a low-key underrated pizza as a margarita. Like you
Absolutely.
Get a lot of flack. It's like going to a curry house and ordering a korma. Like, don't be that person. But if you are, because I am, that's okay as well. Embrace it. Be who you are. Be you, as they would say. Tunes Bakery, no better pizza than the restaurant on Hackney Canal. Colin says, good game, apparently, Gub. We'll get to it in a second, my friend. Joe Bradley, it's unreal at the Tavern Car Park. We've got ham, mushroom, and pineapple. Wasn't a bad half, but he didn't fall asleep, Gov. It was touch and go. It was okay. Stuffed olives on a pizza. Okay, anyway, that's the pizza chat in the... See, I told you that's the most important question for this evening. Forget the game, but we have got a game to discuss. How did you see the first half, Steve?
Underwhelming. You know, we allowed Gillingham to come into it, I think, a bit too much. I mean, there were some good chances, but the end product again wasn't there. You know, Piggott could have had a good couple more. I think some players have been pretty solid, but overall, yeah, there's nothing too exciting to take away from that, really, in my eyes.
Takeaway was the pizza. Let's be honest. Coxey, surely you must have thought it was a decent half, surely.
To be honest, Gabo, you saw bits and pieces of it because I had to go out and pick up Mrs. C from work halfway through it. I saw the goal, but what I saw, it was a well-worked goal, as you said. Your boy Jackson down the right there, he didn't go to the bar, and he played a nice early pass, and then Piggott said thank you very much and finished it well.
Let me just read you what the Joker Adam Flatt sent me during the first half, because it was quite funny. Just before he made a killer ball for the goal, he said, I'd rather we had Janet Jackson playing out wide, which also is ironic because she had a song called What Have You Done For Me Lately? And I just thought that's classic Flatty, that.
I was going to say nasty boy or something.
I okay, let's start with Caden Jackson. He's not a right winger.
Yeah.
For me, I'm really quite upset. Paul Cook's so inflexible; he can't put out a 4-4-2 on a nothing game to give minutes to two strikers or play Jackson in his proper position. He's not a winger as long as I've got a hole in my backside, but he did okay. He set the goal up for Piggott. I can't fault him. Whatsoever, and it's not his fault. He's playing out wide. Joe Piggott's been lively. He's put himself about, worked hard, had the better of the chances, blazed. I've lost. I mean, the pad's full. How many times he played over the bar? Then he had the chance towards the end of the first half and delivered and scored. That's what he can do. In an ideal world, if you could be Frankenstein, you'd mix Bond and Piggott together. You'd take Piggott's strength and Bond's red hotness,
skill,
goal, and form. Well, probably I struggle like Didier Drogba, but you'd form a better strike. Because right now, I think Piggott's strength is what he misses on a Saturday, but you wouldn't or not able to drop Bond because Bond's an incredible striker, a great finisher. I just think like Saturday at Stanley, we just missed that physicality, that presence. But hey, looking back, Holy's had nothing to do, which is the best thing we can ever hope for. Because if you're getting something to do, it'll probably end up being a goal. Miles Kenlock's looked all right. You know?
Yeah, what we saw, yeah.
He hasn't looked any worse than Matt Penny's ever looked. For those that keep the score at home, for me saying Kenlock is no different to Penny or Penny no different to Kenlock. Talk to me about Raheem Harper, Steve, because obviously we've got Burst and Selena missing from Saturday, away with Kosovo on international duty. There's a position there to be had. It could be Harper, who has been playing behind the striker.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Edwards, but we'll start with Harper, and I'll come to you, Coxie, for Edwards. Has Harper made a strong claim in that first 45, or does he need to do a lot more in the second?
I think he's been fairly strong in the first half. There was some good balls from him, some nice runs. He's looking pretty good. I may lean more towards Edwards, I think. Edwards, I think, has just looked great through that first half. But, yeah, it's good to see Harper sort of get a good run out and see what he can do. And he certainly has put in a good claim for it, yeah.
Okay. Coxie, Edwards. Obviously, as I say, Selena's missing. There's a position there to be had. Fresh off, coming off an injury. Has he done enough in that 45 to say to Cook?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a square peg in a square hole, you know. Selena's off, and then he's a natural replacement for him. And he's done himself absolutely no how. He's done well, done well.
How was it not a penalty? He's turned their fullback inside out. I thought it was a stone waller. I thought that was the clearest penalty you're probably going to see. I don't know how it wasn't given. I really don't. Another player that the chat is mentioning, and then they're very spot on to mention, is Idris. Now I'm not going to try and say the surname because if I do it will sound like a sandwich. But Idris, he's performed well, did well when he had his chance against Doncaster.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel for him a little bit? Because obviously he's got Morsey, Evans, Harper ahead of him. Do you feel that he's almost ready for more action? Do you feel, Steve, or do you still need to see this a little bit more? Idris Bacon Sani, says Joe Bradley.
That's
Idris El Mizani. Mizani. Fucking see, I can't say it. Idris. Anyway, go on.
He's a great player. I think he's been looking good with the people that we've got in the squad. He's not really going to get a sniff, is he, at starting 11? He might be lucky to get himself on the bench with the likes of, obviously, you got Selena, Edwards, Harper. Mm-hmm. But he's looking good. He's making good runs. He's quick as well.
Yeah.
I think I've seen more from him tonight than what I've seen in a lot of other appearances. So he's certainly doing himself no harm. He's looking good.
Okay. Steve, thoughts on Idris? Idris El Lasagna, says Matt Stannard. Nathan Sykes, we have to have the likes of Jackson and Kennock on the pitch to put them in the shop window. Then we can sell in January. What do you think, Steve? Sorry, not Steve. Coxie, in regards to Idris.
Yeah, he's done well. As Callie said in the comment, he did play against Sheffield Wednesday. So, he's not altogether out of Mr. Cooks' plan. Mr. Cooks' plan, if there is a plan. I am also aware that Colin, we are getting behind the scenes. You're saying that he's given us a bit of verbal in the comments. Colin, we are getting behind the boys, honestly.
Yeah, we are. Colin's positive. He bleeds blue and white. Come in the middle and you'll find interesting
brilliant guy.
Badge. Yeah. But yeah, we are supporting the team. I mean, it's a real tricky game, this one, to call, isn't it? In the sense of it's nothing game. Not many players can force their way into the 11. There's only one position, maybe two up for grabs. KVY, let's look at him. Because obviously a player we highlighted at the start in the pre-game show as a position that maybe you could force your way in. Has he done enough, either of you, to sort of, give Doncaster a bit of a nudge and made him look over his shoulder? Or do you think Doncaster's still nailed on for Saturday at right back? Coxie.
I think he's done okay, but let's face it, Doncaster's on fire at the minute, and he's good. He's got to really put in a really good performance. And like I said, he's done all right, but I don't think he's done enough to dislodge Doncaster from this like
Steve?
Yeah, I agree. Doncaster, he's on a roll at the minute. He's looking so good, and even though KVY overall is probably the better player, he obviously gets forward more. He's still got a bit of work to do before he can, I think, get a look in.
Absolutely. Players running out now, so we're going to leave here. We'll be back at full time for the Fans React show. Will be a live link. You can come on the show. Colin, yourself, come on the show and tell us what you think.
It was a pleasure, Colin.
We'll discuss what Crunch is bringing to the party here. Burns right back Saturday discuss. We'll discuss that at post-game. But yeah, we'll be back at the post-game show. And I'm just going to leave you with Monty's Idris El Minestrone. We'll see you. Classic. We'll see you the moment before time whistle goes with Love with Care.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now.